How's everything going in life? Welcome to or back to Carly Phoenix. I am sorry I didn't post last week when I wanted to and when I meant to, but I want to take this time right now to share my first and only high school band camp experience. And it was really fun, even though I had some down days, but that doesn't change my mind. That says it's still fun. So band camp lasted 2 weeks and 2 days. Monday to Friday, starting July 20th, and then the next week, the next full week, and then 2 days after, so Monday and Tuesday. On Tuesday we had band pictures, but I'm going to get on with that later. So our typical hot day of band camp is we start putting our stuff down after we get our temperature checked, and then every morning we have to do health screening. So we put our stuff down, and then we sit in certain lines, each section, band people were on the left, and then visual ensemble was on the right. Visuals on my left, when I turn my head, and then visuals on my right, the rest of the visuals when I turn my head this way. And then Dancy was in front of me. I was the last person in the line, but we had two, but I was the only one in my tiny little row, but we had 2 lines, but I'm not really going to explain that. But in those lines, we did warm-ups and stretches we need, and then our band director would give us some announcements, and then we would play some trivia that I get a little confused, but I don't play the trivia with them. Not everybody has to, but it's cool. But after we warmed up and stretched and heard about the announcement, we would go in our certain spots in the parking lot and just keep stretching while the band players would start straight ahead, start practicing marching positions. And then if you're a band player, you know what I'm talking about, right? But the dance team had a certain place in the parking lot. We would stretch, and then we would start cleaning up some choreography, but we changed a lot of the choreography because compared to the original choreography, the captains were trying to decide what would look better for drill. So we changed that a lot, and it isn't much, but there's some big changes and some little changes, and I still know my choreography, and it's really awesome. And then we spend an hour or 2 on that, or an hour and a half or something. But after that, everybody would go on the field, and we would practice drill and then set drill every day, set a new drill every day. We would set drill for the first song for the first few days, and then the second song for the next batch of days, and then third song next batch of days, and then the final song the final batch of days. But sometimes on those days when we would practice for the rest of the day, I would feel like my stamina isn't working like it usually is. So I try to control my tiredness, and sometimes I would repeat a lot of corrections. I start acting like I wouldn't usually, but I would try to hold in my emotions, because band camp is usually really tense, and I know it has to be tense, but for some reason I wasn't used to that feeling when I knew full well that band camp on a hot day was supposed to be tense, and we try to motivate each other and trying to do it decently. Of course it didn't have to be perfect, but we had to push ourselves through the hot day. Don't think about the hot day, just think about the choreography. And then during our time on the field, after we set drill and then do a few runs with the new drill, the volunteers would give us a lot of popsicles, and everybody would usually get like really excited about the popsicles. And so for us, on the first week, on Tuesday and Wednesday, the dance team stayed in the cafeteria to clean up choreography, and then at like 12 to 1, but at 12 to 1 we had lunch. We had to bring our own lunch. But like after that, we just went over the new choreography, cleaned things up. And then on the next week, Wednesday and Thursday, but the times were cut short for reasons I forget why. But on one of those days, the returners had cookie cake because they won at a section competition. Maybe if we win again this section competition, then they would probably have some cookie cake next year too. But I would be in college. I said, and one of the captains said the seniors would usually return. The seniors can return for a cookie cake if they're able to. And I was like, so band camp has like actually reminded me of a lot of lessons that I may have remembered, but really not have remembered. But I don't want you to get the wrong idea that I threw away what I was reminded of, but I just feel like I knew I could do it. I knew I could do it, but my stamina wasn't where it needed to be, or I just kept repeating the same mistakes, like I mentioned earlier. But maybe I just needed another reminder, or motivation that I could actually do it. But as much as I do try to control my emotions. But I just didn't want the dance coach to know I was crying, because like band camp is really tough, and I just felt like there didn't need to be time for crying. But that still doesn't change my mind that says I had a fun time. That doesn't make me say it wasn't fun. It was still fun, even though I had some downs. So it's fine. On the last day at pictures, we were doing pictures in the cafeteria, and we still had to have our masks. Why on earth did I not mention masks earlier? I mean, masks are like really important, but hey, we're all human. We forget to mention stuff, but it's good I'm mentioning masks here. And so yes, we were at the cafeteria, and for the pictures, usually you had to keep, usually during coronavirus, you would keep the distance, keep a physical distance, like a good distance, but sometimes during band camp, I just believed that 6 feet apart was just a saying, just keep a good distance. Like, not everybody was 6 feet apart. Like, not everybody was distancing at that certain length. But I just believed it was a saying. Maybe, I don't know, if somebody comments on this, comments on my views of 6 feet apart and distancing, then who knows, I might get in trouble, I might not. But these are just my views. 6 feet apart has just become a saying. Not everybody is staying that far away from each other. Maybe they're just keeping a good distance. If they want to talk, just keep wearing their masks. But like, when we take breaks, we just like take our masks off so we can breathe and drink water. But anyways, at the cafeteria, we did not keep the distance, but we had to keep our masks on. And then the photographer would tell us to keep our masks off, to take our masks off at one point. Oh, and I forgot to mention, we were in these costumes. We were in the dresses, but not the gauntlets or the flowers. But this morning, I had to get up like really early because he had to be there by 6:45, so we could like resume like resume at the same time, resume band camp at the same time. And I just kind of had some trouble with the fake eyelashes, because the fake eyelashes like I wore during tryouts like 2 months ago. I was wearing the glued eyelashes, but these were like the adhesive eyelashes. But I pressed them on for 30 seconds to see if they would like help, and they did. But at one point, one of them fell off, but I managed to keep it on. But I realized I had like 2 left fake eyelashes like on each eye. 2 of them were like for the left. I just realized that after, like during the pictures. So after the big group pictures, the photographer wanted to see the seniors photos, and when we were trying to get from like tallest in the middle and shortest like on the ends, I just felt like I realized I was one of the shortest people, and a lot of people have grown, and I'm like 5'4", and that's pretty tall. I didn't know that I would be like the second shortest, but I'm not as short as the shortest. Like I'm the second shortest. I'm guessing she's probably 4'11", 5 feet, but I'm 5'4", and I don't think that's really short in my view. But that's pretty much of a medium height girl, medium/tall. That's cool. Let's just say I'm pretty much of a tall person, and I was really surprised that when we figured it out, I would be put in the end. But after that, everyone went to their sections, and then we did the entire dance team photo. And after the pictures, we resumed band camp at the same time as usual. But in the past few days of band camp, like the last few days, we didn't stretch and warm up as usual for some reason. But we still stretched in our parking lots. But during the last day, everybody was like near the school, like kind of behind us. We faced here, and then the band was like behind us, the entire band, and they had their music, like everyone had their music, just rehearsing, and then we did our dances along with it, and it actually sounded so complete, and I loved hearing it. I really can't wait for field show. It's like the field show is the week after next, so if you want to come see that next week, not next week. If you want to come see that the week after next, it is the Friday after next Friday, and you're gonna really enjoy it. The field show theme is Aladdin. Post band camp, I wanted to focus on making sure that I know the choreography, and yesterday I got on the trampoline to keep my stamina up with the ankle weights, and then yesterday we went to the trampoline park to like kind of work out a little bit. But I was I was rehearsing the field show choreography. But like 2 days ago on Wednesday, I actually got it with the squad leader. It was highly recommended from our dance coach that the new girls would get with a returner to work on the things that they keep getting reminded about. So I got with a squad leader, and we met at the back of the school, and I needed to work on my timing, and I'm more of a studio dancer, and what they meant by me being a studio dancer is that I needed to work on blending with other people, not doing my own moves. So I got with the squad leader, and it turns out I actually had better timing, and I actually got some tips about blending in with everybody. And then on that day, one of the squad leaders had to go early, so she got another squad leader to watch me. And I talked with both of them all day, like when we were at the school, and it was like it was really fun. We talked about like we talked about like dance TV shows, like dance oriented TV shows, and it was really cool. Or like how the squad or how a squad leader like broke a foot during a wedding. She's good now, and I'm really happy. And then yesterday on the day I went to the trampoline park, or maybe like 2 days, on Friday. Yeah, I kind of got lost on which day it was. Like today, I woke up and I thought it was Sunday, but it's actually Saturday. Like like I'm posting. Like I'm gonna post this right now. So on one of the days, yeah, on Thursday, I worked on the field show choreography in my front yard with the music that was on Google Classroom. And then I just kind of stayed outside and did a lot of dancing and like skipping around and maybe a kind of like shinning around maybe, and making up my own dances on the front yard. And that took like longer, and I stayed out there longer than I thought, and then it's cool. And then yesterday I didn't really go over the choreography, but tonight I will and see if I know it. So yes, that was my band camp experience. I tried to explain it the best way I could, because I hesitate a lot. So I will try posting more. I'll try posting more like frequently, like every Saturday night, of course. But if I got an ASMR idea, then I'll post that, and then like maybe the week after next, I can actually film my first ever field show experience, like actually dancing with the girls at the field show. Like I can actually post the experience on that. So I'm hopefully going to upload next week, so stay tuned for that. Carly Phoenix out.